Hello, I'm Curtis Belcher, and I'm here to list the perks of democracy. But what is democracy? Democracy is a simple concept that every man and woman should have a say in how their government and community is run. Democracy was first founded in Athens, a Greek city-state. Democracy in Athens was limited in scope. Only men had the right to vote. They were all white because it's Athens, but only men had the right to vote. And voting was a big deal back then. If you didn't vote, you were kicked out of the city. Democracy would eventually collapse in Athens, unfortunately, and be refounded here in America, and eventually would grow and change to have every man, woman, and child eventually have the right to vote. Through women's suffrage and the Civil War and Emancipation Proclamation, every man, woman, black, white would have the right to vote. What are the perks of democracy? Perks of democracy include a human value on a human system. No longer were people just resources and units for a ruler to control and spend as he wished. There was a toll when people were lost. It diffused tension between different groups. If both groups had a problem, they could vote and have it solved. It's self-adjusting and promotes competition between groups. What are other values of democracy? Civil rights, moral rights, the right to vote, the right to speak, the freedom of religion, and freedom of arts. Eventually, religious freedom. Critique of government was a big deal in a democracy, being able to speak out and even change how your government was ran, and not through violence. Peaceful transfers of power is a big thing in democracies. No longer would you have to overthrow a king to change laws. Free news and media and journalists act as watchdogs, rooting out corruption inside government and the country. Encourages scientific and art development, and it's democracy is considered one of the key first steps in equality for oppressed groups. But what are the flaws in democracy? There's flaws in everything. No government system is perfect. One of the major flaws is voters are not experts on any subject. They're around medium, hopefully. There's also, it favors the elderly, who have much time to look up on politics and news and always be there to vote. And it favors fairness, not the best solutions. While it may be fair, it may not be best for the whole. Constant evolving systems in democracy leads to a lot of bureaucracy. And a lot of bureaucracy leads to a lot of bureaucrats with a lot of thumbs up their bums, which slows down democracy. That's another major flaw in democracy. It's very slow. This is considered one of the perks of an autocracy, where one leader selects the rules and everyone follows. While that's quicker, on certain issues, major issues, they shouldn't be decided by one man like that. Instead, people should debate and speak and hold conferences so everyone has the chance to voice their opinion on major issues. The last flaw in democracy is mob rule. This was a big fear of our founding fathers, the two wolf, one sheep problem. Two wolves and a sheep get together and vote for what's for dinner. It's going to be the sheep. So to solve this, checks and balances were in place in our democracy to prevent us from eating all the sheep. Thank you.